Hey, it's Stacey Hawkins from StaceyHawkins.com, the place to be to make a better meal and live a better life. All right, so you come home and you're starving. You forgot to take something out of the freezer for dinner, and the last thing you want to do now is dial for takeout because it's way too expensive, and you'll order something you shouldn't eat anyway just because it's fast and easy. Or the same thing if you just go grab the first thing out of your fridge or the cupboard because, again, you're starving. You're not one of those people who has one of those expensive box meals delivered for you. It's like, what do? You have yourself to feed, maybe you have a family to feed. Well, I have the answer for you today. My whole objective for today's episode is to make you armed and dangerous in the kitchen and give you some information so that you can stock your pantry, fridge, and freezer. And I've got a guide for you. I'll tell you how to get that at the end of this video, and be able to have good things on hand so that when you come home or find yourself stuck in these situations, you can make great meals that are on program so you lose your weight or whatever your objectives are, can feed you and your family and make you feel really good about what you're eating, all in a matter of 10 minutes or less. Are you ready to join me? Well, today I've got 2 recipes for you that feature the same ingredients, frozen shrimp and a bag of mixed vegetables, and I'm going to show you how to turn them into 2 completely different meals, but to do it fast and easy. Are you ready? All right, let's get started. I promise 2 quick, easy meals that go one spectrum to the other, featuring first frozen wild-caught shrimp. I've got a pound-sized bag of that, and a frozen bag of mixed veggies. These happen to be corn and beans, and what else we got in here? There's some snow peas, mushrooms. It's just a mixed bag of veggies. Again, whatever you have, you can use. Now, what pulls these 2 things together is a flavor profile, right? Otherwise, you've just got shrimp and you've just got vegetables. So you need to pull out some flavor, and of course, that's where the Stacey Hawkins tricks come in hand, to be able to make them into a really delicious, easy meal. You go one route or the other. So today we've got 2 options. You can take your shrimp and your vegetables. We could mix them with some diced tomatoes, some roasted garlic oil, and the Tuscan Fantasy seasoning, and you'd wind up with a really rich, yummy, tomato, Italian-based shrimp and vegetable dish. You do whatever you wanted with that. If you've got family who is eating carbs or yourself eating carbs, you could serve it over pasta. You could do it over approved noodles like the shirataki noodles, the miracle noodles, or you could do them with even zucchini noodles if you had wanted, or you could just eat it straight up, right? So that's one version. The other version, and the version I'm gonna make today because I'm kind of just really in the mood for this, is to take the shrimp and the vegetables, combine it with some of the Valencia orange oil and some coconut milk. Yes, it's approved, believe it or not, considered a good healthy fat, and some of the tasty Thai seasoning to make a coconut Thai vegetable and shrimp dish. And whichever method you choose, or I should say whichever flavor profile you choose, we're going to use exactly the same method. And it's going to take all of 10 minutes. So let's take this party over to the stove and I'm going to show you how it's done. Okay, let's get started. First of all, I want you to notice the size of this pan. This is a really big pan, and the reason for that is I want a lot of surface area, a lot of heat so that we can cook things fast and easy. If you have a wok, go ahead and use it. First thing I'm adding is the Valencia orange oil. I'll add 4 teaspoons of this, not tablespoons, but 4 teaspoons, because the shrimp is so low in fat, we really need a nice healthy fat, and we want one that has flavor. Now I'm going to let this get really hot. You'll know this is nice and hot once you start smelling the orange flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and dump in my veggies. They're frozen, and what you hear is actually the water hitting the oil. No need to completely saute them because we don't want to overcook them. So now what we're going to do is add the shrimp. Wild caught, tails off, make it a little easier to eat. Again, frozen solid, they're like bricks. So how are we going to get these cooked really quickly? Super simple. We'll next add our coconut milk, and you'll notice that does have some of the fat in it still. And I'm also going to add the tasty Thai seasoning. Now, you guys know me, I love things super flavorful, so I'm gonna add 2 capfuls of this. You could add 1 if you wanted, and then see how it is, and if you wanna add more flavor, you can always do that at the end. I'll give this a quick stir. I'm gonna put the cover on, and I'm gonna let this come to a boil. Okay, let's see how this is doing. We've been at a roaring boil for about 5 minutes. Oh, this looks so good. And I apologize, the light from the stove is not the best to see this in, but I promise when all is said and done, I will show you the finished product and just how absolutely beautiful it is. All right, we've cooked for about, like I said, 5 to 7 minutes. Now I'm gonna take the lid off and I'm gonna let some of this liquid evaporate until we're down to about half the liquid that's left. By reducing the liquid down by about half, we've now created, oh, I wish you could smell this. But what I was saying is we've created this really rich, delicious sauce for this dish to go with. So all you've got to do now is serve it up. Oh, these shrimp look so yummy. And of course, these vegetables, delicious. Could it have been any easier? Look at this. Ooh, sorry, the steam coming off of there is pretty intense, but oh, it smells so good. And I don't have a utensil, but I got to steal one. I'm gonna talk with my mouth full. Oh, it's a little hot. There is nothing, and I mean nothing, quite like the flavor of raw shrimp. So please, please, please make sure that you use raw shrimp because you don't want to have a dish that winds up being a little tough either, and that can happen if you use the pre-cooked shrimp. So what did that take us? Just a few minutes, and actually while you've got everything simmering on the stove, you could be doing other things too, setting the table, helping with homework, or whatever you have to do. But it makes for a really great dish, one that you don't have to be stressed out about. Now, I mentioned at the beginning of the cooking video that you too can get your hands on a copy of my well-stocked pantry, fridge, and freezer guides. They're great reference tools for you to have, and of course they come with any one of the cooking systems that are available at StaceyHawkins.com. So if you'd like that help in the kitchen, those are yours for the taking. All right, 2 great meals, simple, easy, 10 minutes or less, incredible flavor, and you don't have to be stressed out about it. All you need to do is to be able to have some good things in your pantry, some good things in your fridge, some good things in your freezer, and of course, good seasonings to pull it all together, because that is the key. Flavor means fun, means a great meal, means success for you and your program. All right, if you want more great recipes, please check us out on the web at StaceyHawkins.com. You can also see all of our foodie photos on Instagram, and of course, follow me on Facebook. And if you haven't already done so already, please sign up for our weekly newsletter. I'm Stacey Hawkins, wishing you all the best, and remember, join us here to make a better meal, live a better life. Cheers and happy cooking.